for watching. A few months ago you've seen me paint up this Grand Theft Auto 5 body for my HPI Blitz. I have two HPI Blitzes. This one still is rocking the stock shell. It has held up pretty good. One thing that I did that I probably should not have done is take the car to a skate park. So underneath it looks like that, like a proper mess. Some people need some TLC. This thing has really seen better days. But I got a new speed controller coming in, got a new motor coming in, got some fresh wheels on order. So this thing is going to be restored to its former glory. As for this shell looks like it's been dragged behind a real car for a number of miles. So I need to fix that. I was not too bothered to keep this shell in one piece. It's a stock body, but it does give you a fairly good idea of what a successful paint scheme would look like. And if you browse pictures of short course trucks, you will see that most of them have an upgoing line going on over the side. And that's also something that I'm going to use today when painting up a new shell for this HPI Blitz. Let me put these two trucks to the side a tiny bit so you can see what new body I got going on over here. This is a ProLine body. When I painted up my when I built my FG Dragster, the Dodge Challenger, a lot of people said, oh, why don't you like Ford? No, it's not that I don't like Ford. I just didn't have a Ford body to build that dragster. I like absolutely everything that has an engine in it and a set of wheels. So today I'm going to paint up this Ford body. I already unbagged it, you know, it's not really spectacular. I don't like unboxings and unbaggings all that much. So well, there you got it. This is a Ford body. Let me grab the tag here that was on the back when I got the body. This is a true scale Ford F-150 Raptor SVT clear body for a 10 scale short course truck. So I'm going to try to make it fit to my HPI Blitz. I'll put a link in the description box if you want to know more about this particular shell. ProLine has a lot of Ford Raptor bodies. Some of them are the Float Tech type of body. So pretty much similar to the one that I used over here for the GTA 5 paint scheme, which would allow some more airflow and perform a tiny bit better on track. This one, however, is more of a scale looking Ford Raptor body, and I really like it. It looks nice, and I think it offers some good potential for a nice and simple paint job. Where I did not use any stickers on the Grand Theft Auto 5 body, I will be using them here. It comes with a really detailed sticker sheet, grill, headlights, taillights. That's the stuff that I'll be using. Other than that, I don't think I'll be using any stickers on this. I'll do a really simple paint job on this one, just to show you that even with a minimal amount of colors and a minimal amount of tools, you can achieve something that sort of stands out in the crowd. Today I'm not using my Dremel, my cutting wheel and my sanding drum for what I always like to refer to as the Escobar method, where I end up with a ton of Lexan powder all over the table, some under my nose and some on my hands. I'm using an X-Acto blade. I scored the shell a bit deep along the lines that ProLine has put on the body, where they suggest that you cut it. And I just gently press the excess Lexan from the body, making it rip. I'll show you a tiny bit. Like that. You can tell I get a really nice clean cut. Once I'm completely done, I will take some sanding paper. I will sand down all of the edges, just to prevent the shell from tearing on the first time out. There is always a risk of you slipping the blade or whatnot, and using some sanding paper you can correct those tiny cuts that may cause a big breakage of the body later on. Got the body mounted and test fitted. This shell originally is not intended for the HPI Blitz. This is a Slash 4x4 and SC10 shell. I didn't make that up, it says on the label. In order to make it fit, I needed to cut out a tiny bit more of the fender wells, just to make sure I get full clearance on the wheels, also on full tilt steering, full compression on the suspension and whatnot. And as you can tell right now, it fits. For the purpose of this video, I will not be mounting the rear and front bumper. I needed to take those two off to make the shell fit. If you trim it a tiny bit more, you will be able to make those bumpers fit as well. So there's no issues. If you see a shell that you like and the wheelbase is somewhat the same as a car that you own and you want to fit that shell to your car, just go ahead, purchase it, and with a bit of improv, tiny bit of patience and a good sharp X-Acto blade, a Dremel or some Lexan scissors, you will be able to make it fit. Only thing left to do right now before I can start masking up the shell is washing it out. I'll be using some hand soap, one of those kitchen sponges with one rough surface. The rough surface, I'll be using that on all the sections that are going to be painted, not on the windows, because I want those to be as clear as possible. Going to completely rinse it out, get rid of all the water, and then mask it up. The shell is clean and I've cut all my masking so far. Get a pretty good idea of what I want to do with this shell. I cut all of my masking, always I cut it on the lamp, just so I have a good idea of what I'm doing. Let me turn this on really quick so you can tell what I'm talking about. So this is basically how I work. This is also why you don't see me doing this, because it is a long, tedious process. I think I spent well, a good 2 hours cutting all of my masking tape, making sure that I have put my design on there correctly. If I use any lettering, I always type a font up in Photoshop, mirror the image horizontally. Let me turn this off just to make sure that you can see me and that I can see the camera that I'm talking into. And that allows you to put some really easy lettering on there that you can easily trace using your X-Acto blades. Now I got a number of colors standing here and I'm going to put on a few fades as well. But you don't have to do that, so you can really simplify it. Where I'm using 2 blues, you will be able to use one or a red, for example, and where I'm going to be using 2 greens, you will be able to use one as well. I get a few high contrasting colors in here as well, black and white, just to make sure that with the black I can also do some backing. And as always, I got my trusted can of PS55, which will allow me to put in some flat coated details eventually. That's something that I want to do on the bed over here and around the windows, just to make it a bit more realistic. For now I will start with the background color. The background color is going to be, I think, this green with an anodized green. I will fade that in a tiny bit over the length of the car, so it will shift a bit from most likely a bit of darker green over here on the top to a lighter green down in the bottom, where it's going to meet that lettering. And well, most of the time I just decide as I go what I think will look good, and we will see how it turns out. Bit of a different painting order today. I started out with some anodized green aluminium over the top here. After that I used some metallic green for the center section and also for the lower parts of the main body. When that was done, I needed to back everything up with black, so I peeled out all of my blacks. That's also how I made these windows appear to be glued. What I did is I just cut out those ProLine window masks that you get with the kit. You cut, well, it's approximately 3-4 millimeters around the edge, and that way when I peel that, it will give me some extra surface to paint some black on, and it will make those windows pop. I can't emphasize enough that that's really crucial for a successful paint job, to make those windows appear a bit more realistic, and also to avoid having to use the stickers that come with a body like this. In case you do mess it up, you always have those stickers to cover up your mistakes. After that I sort of like started to paint the lighter color, so I got some blue going on over here. I'm still really bad at muting my stuff. I got some blue going on in the top, and after that I moved to these yellow parts and eventually finished it off with the white. What I never do is I peeling off the clear overspray film in one go. I always trace some parts of it so I can fill that in with PS55, which is a flat clear coat. I did that over here in the bed and also in some of the sections over here on the side, as well as in front of the windscreen, on the vents in the hood and also on the front bumper. Also in the back you can tell that there's a tiny bit of matte paint going on. That's all really simple. It's just a matter of spending those extra 10 or 15 minutes to make those cuts on the outside, peel that out and get that done before you're completely finished. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. That's always appreciated, as is hitting the subscribe button. So if you haven't hit it already, please do. There's a ton of painting videos coming up, also some styrene building, some scaling, maybe even some running footage when the weather gets a tiny bit better. I got a lot planned for 2014. I want to thank you for all the support that I've received in 2013, the messages, people sending me pictures of their paint jobs and whatnot. It's been a really fun and exciting year. If you want to be a tiny bit ahead of what's going on over here on YouTube, make sure to check out my Facebook page. There's a link in the description box below. There's also a link to this particular product, this ProLine body, in case you want to pick one up for your HPI Blitz. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to share the video with your RC friends, and I hope to see you around. I got a question about crowdfunding. I didn't even know what it was about, but one of my subscribers shot me a question the other week asking me if I was going to open a PayPal account as well in the future. I was like, as well? I did not know what to think of the question. And then upon getting it further explained to me, it appeared that some YouTube channels have PayPal accounts, PayPal addresses in the box below to help fund their channel and their hobby. Well, I think that's ridiculous. So my view on that, I will never ever ask you for any money to enable my show. If I can't do it anymore, I can't do it anymore. I got my cameras, I got my tripods, nobody's expecting me to sit in a fully equipped studio, and I'm not going to expect you to pay for my hobby, because that's not what it's about. I'm sharing what I know with you guys that should be free of any cost, and the best way you can help me out is liking my video, viewing it, which you are, because otherwise you wouldn't see this either, and sharing it with your friends. That's it.